It is 6:15 in the morning, and this is part 22 of seeing if I can turn my backyard shed into a home office and creative space with no prior construction experience. In the last part, I had some issues getting in the insulation in these rafter bays just because they were a little too big and there was no friction for them to stay in. I think I have a solution for that this morning. Okay, so there's these like metal rods that you can get to put in between the rafter bays to keep your insulation in, but I didn't want to have to go buy something extra. So this is my solution. So I cut 1/4-inch plywood into these strips, and I'm gonna try screwing these into the rafter bays and seeing if that causes enough friction for the insulation to stay in. So we'll just bring these up into the loft here. I've got some screws around. And I've got my trusty DeWalt. Are you really doing hard work if you don't, you know? I've really enjoyed making these videos. I've been making videos for fun on YouTube for the past 15 years or so. And just to be able to get to do something like this, doing different things that I love. I like making things, I like building stuff. I don't have experience doing any of this, so it's doing something new, which is exciting. And then getting to make videos about it. It's just it's a really good time. So I'm glad that you're here. Thanks so much for watching, keeping me company. You're keeping me company on this project. So I appreciate you. I don't have any gloves for this. We're gonna be doing an insulation. My wrists are gonna get so itchy. I'll be right back. I turned 31 this year, and I am starting to experience the same thing that many people have experienced, where it is harder and harder to rely just on your natural life to keep healthy, right? Like when I was 20, no work at all. I could eat whatever, do whatever. Seemed like I was relatively healthy. Now it seems like a lot more work. I have to be like, all right, I can't eat as much. I gotta eat less food. I'm sitting at my desk all day, so I gotta be intentional about moving, all these things. And it's so funny how big goal is like, hey, live longer, live healthier, so that you can spend more time, longer time with your kids, grandkids, all that stuff. And yet it's so hard to do the things that we know that we should do. That's like all of life. I should do this thing. This would be better for me. So hard to do it. Anyway, I don't know. Scoochy this over here. I just used the word scoochy. Okay, so one of the issues is I've got 2x6s, which are like 5.5, right? I've got 5.5 insulation, but I'm losing like an inch and a half with these baffles, so everything has to get compressed. Now, my hope is that it doesn't compress it so much that it's reducing it or restricting the airflow, which is how you don't get like mold and stuff, right?